fresh off the press, my most recent project is done, except for the steering wheel cover, which I'm gonna pick up before we head to dinner tonight. She is looking outstanding for the miles that are on this truck. Basically, if the door's shut nice and don't sag, and the engine cranks, pops off immediately, doesn't have any weird noises and no blow by, I will go through a lot of effort to make sure that truck stays on the road. And this one is testament to the level that I will make sure. You know, I don't consider myself as somebody that just buys them to flip them. I like to consider myself somebody that buys them to save them so they can have a purpose in life again, because these Dodge turbo diesels, they're not gonna, you know, we'll see how many more years they got. And the 05 happens to be my favorite year of these trucks. I really like this rig. I got a holding front end under it because that's ultimately what made this truck be parked. It drag link snapped on the adjustment, and well, they towed it back to the barn, got into it a little bit with the tractor, making the corner into the barnyard, and the bumper was all mangled up. Thankfully, nothing else got destroyed under that. So thanks to Black Patch Performance, we got a Trail FX bumper on the front of this thing, so she's nice and stout up here, can handle, maybe not a tractor again, but you know, deer, small cow, whatever. Full fresh paint job, my first I painted this rig all myself. I'm very happy that it turned out good, no runs. And well, full fluid change, valve job, new interior, super detail. This thing is ready for its new owner. But before we do that, there's one final test I gotta do. I did daily drive it a little bit today. Just discovered that I need a couple more parts on the front end, sway bar. Yeah, the linkages were a little bit, they were gone. So $100 later, we got new ones, flapped them in. We got to do a tow test with this, so I happen to need to do a dump run tomorrow. So let's go hook onto the dump trailer right now, and we'll be prepared for tomorrow's dump run. All right, I'll crank it for you guys. This truck has 400,000 miles on it, and it starts like a new common rail does. Knock on wood, that streak continues. Come on in here, Boone. This truck's had plenty of cow dogs in it. This thing turned out awesome. See, we got a little wearage right here, but look at the miles. Unbelievable how well this thing starts and runs. Doesn't smoke, no blow by. And it's actually a factory steering wheel control. Front end, I don't feel it was popping earlier because that sway bar thing was a little off, but yeah, she's good. Air condition, blows cold. Let's hook up to the dump trailer. All right, she's hooked up. Real test. I messed with the trailer wiring. Oh yeah. This thing's got a goose in it, and it's got both plugs, but they cowboyed it in, and I had to take the bumper off to paint it. So I had to take the plug out because it wasn't a factory disconnect. There's aftermarket stuff in there, but we got all the lights. Basically what I'm saying is they got 3 trailer plug wires going into one. Shut the truck off, hit the trailer brake, see if we can hear them humming. Oh, what we got here? Old dry tight. I'm familiar with that unit. Let's see here. Can you hear him? Little sucker's actually sticking on. Oh yeah, we got trailer brakes. Well, good morning. It's the following day. Dump trailer, we got not much weight in it at all. I've actually only towed with a 47 one time. That was actually a little bit of weight, and that was an enclosed trailer. Trailer brakes are on. Oh, turn those down. We hadn't cranked the test yesterday. So let's get this backed up to the shop, load up a couple cans of junk, and we'll be headed up the hill. These 4-speed autos, man, whew, limited. Let's get her spun around here, though. This is kind of neat having a short box. This thing is just like a go-kart for a little kid. Just whip her in anywhere. Call this a whippersnapper truck. Zip, zip. Mm-hmm. That's good enough. That morning oil pressure where it should be. Up in the top. Might as well. Wiki shop. A lot of this mess back here is the main reason for the dump run today. Get out of here, deer. What in the world? Where'd he go? There he is. This is how heavy they wrap those bumpers. 8 layers, no joke, to keep them scratch free by the time you get them. Wow. This is pretty nice. You see right back there. A little short box ain't good for hauling much, but for, you know, towing, pretty nice. It's like there's no bed back there. Back up into something over there. Need a little bit more cut. All right. Hill 48, man. Long-winded first. This Trans has got a couple extra goodies in it that I spotted when I was doing the service on it. Some DGI components, that's pretty neat. And the torque converter doesn't appear to be a factory stock replacement, so that's neat. Funny thing about these 48s, they're just a 47 that's a revision of a 727 or a 518. It's all the same pretty much. We got a tow haul button. Leave her in second. She should lock up second gear on a 48. It's a miracle these things didn't burn themselves to the ground every day. Oh wait, they kind of did. This is where Dodge got their transmission reputation, was from these 4-speed transmissions. Built right, they could be nice. See, look at that, second gear lockup, factory. When they finally came out with that in the 3rd gen, that was when they started getting with the program just a little bit. That way it's straight, solid torque converter, not burning through it. We got ourselves maybe a couple 100 pounds of trash and a dump trailer. If one was good, he could put it all in the back of his truck, but then he's got to unload it by hand. This way, I just pull the tarp back, open the gates, hit a button. Couldn't tow what I tow with the regular trucks with this thing, or any dually 48, but this is, it's definitely a treat having second gear lockup. Never had that in a 12 valve. Generally speaking, when I have one of these trucks that's a 4-speed auto, I put a 6-speed manual in it, or 5 sometimes. Pulling the hill, no problem. Time to bump her up a gear, George. There we go. I think I just 3rd unlock at this point. We're cruising. Good morning, Valley. There we go. We got 3rd gear lockup. 1600 RPM at 39 mile an hour. Rig's got the old, to go out and limb here and say it's got 373s, which is standard equipment. Now, how bad's the line gonna be at the transfer station here? Don't be terrible, don't be terrible, don't be terrible. Where's everybody? There's a guy leaving. Empty. Normally this thing is backed up out in the main drag here. If you're an outlaw, you just snake it and go the outbound scales, but then there's a guy that looks like Slash down there that gets mad at you. So we'll just hang out right here for a little while. Well, I tried to be a good Samaritan and stay in line, but it has not moved in 15 minutes. So we're gonna do the contractor special, check in on the outbound scale. And then you just simply loop back around, tuck her in, dump the load, and get on out of here. I don't see Slash getting mad at me today. the old precision drywall up there. He did the old cuts-a-roo. So I'm just gonna follow his lead. Light duty here. What a mess in there today, boys. Jeez. The loader is parked right there in this bay. I don't really want to back in there because it's not groomed at all. Flat tire central. Yeah, that could be us up there, but we're down here. Some scrap drywall. Looking truck. You guys see down there? I can't quite see if we got everything. I'll call it. Yeah. When you're quick, you know it. Cut the line. Check this out. How in the hell did I drive between the... One thing I like about these old ones though, you could actually slam it to first. You don't have to hit no buttons. You want first? There you go. There's first. Put a little tire on the scale for him. Look at there. That's the guy that was in front of us in line before we did the contractor special. Looped her around. I'll tell you what, I'm digging on this truck. It is extremely rewarding to see this thing living another life again, but the most rewarding bit is yet to come when the next owner gets to see it. It's going to be quite a treat. Just got to give her clear bra spray down after I clean her up a little bit. Got that pollen treatment on it right now, but this thing, it feels strong. Knock on wood, it continues this streak, but I'm pretty well impressed. It's behaving exactly like it should. Going through all the gears, shifting firm but not weak, and not, you know, too smooth. It's giving you enough to let you know she's going into gear, but she's not, you know, just the softest little slow motion shift. It's going where it should be. I'm liking that a lot. I did have a 0759 Mega Cab back in the day, and it had a exhaust brake on it, which was kind of weird. It was a vacuum belt driven pump to run the brake. With the 4-speed auto, it was a little bit different. It wasn't everything you were hoping for, but kind of did the job. We're going down this little grade, ain't gonna be nothing to ride the brakes just a little bit with this little trailer. Shoot, get this thing back to the house, park it up, get that steering wheel cover. I did buy it last night, forgot to put it on. I was hoping to have it on for you guys. Maybe that'll be our closer. Just got this little bit of wear for the amount of miles on this old girl. It's not bad. Not bad at all. Ready. I put these on all my trucks, even when they're brand spanking new. That way, these can wear out, but not the wheel, and you don't get stuff like this. There we go. Who took the keys? Let's get this trailer put away. 31 miles on it since the refresh. Well, guys and gals, we are on a bit of a time crunch on this one, and I regretfully did not make an outro clip for this video, but the truck did outstanding for nearly 500,000 miles on this truck. Not quite, but, you know, we're close. Anything over 400,000 is very impressive. Even 300, for that matter, is pretty dang good. But this thing, obviously, it's not on its original transmission, but for having documented original 400,000 miles on this truck, honest, get her done working truck miles, this thing's still outstanding. All the heater vents work the way they should, the air conditioner works, the power windows work, the radio works, transmission shifts perfectly, goes into gear, does its thing like it should, doesn't struggle in any way, shape, or form. Towed this dump trailer effortlessly, and man, it's kind of neat, really. I mean, I've driven plenty of these trucks
over the years doing this, doing that, mainly stick shift trucks, but it's just nice to see if your basic maintenance and not just really beating the crap out of a truck. These Dodges, they actually held up very well. This one is definitely a testament to that because, man, this thing's got a lot of miles on it, but if you swapped out the odometer, you would never know. This thing drives like a 150,000 mile truck. It's perfect.